James Carter TV and the Cleveland Browns have made a huge coaching hire as they hire Hue Jackson to be their new head coach of the Cleveland Browns. This is a huge hire. And when I made a video on Mike Pettin and Ray Farmer being fired, and I made a video a month before that talking about why they should be fired, luckily they listened to me. Good for Cleveland. I didn't even consider the possibility that they could get a guy of the stature of Hue Jackson, because this guy really is the #1 coaching candidate this offseason. In terms of a guy that was actually a head coach, not like Adam Gase, who has just been an offensive coordinator. This guy's been a head coach, was pretty good as a head coach, but was fired for pretty much BS reasons, and then after that was blackballed for reasons I don't know. And I don't want to be Stephen A. Smith coming up here saying it's because he's black and because people don't like black coaches. I don't want to say that, but I thought it was kind of weird that this guy was 8-8 as the Oakland Raiders coach and then had to become a running backs coach the year after that. But whatever, I digress. He's now the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. And furthermore, though, I mean, his press conference today was really, really good. I mean, this is a guy that can excite a fan base for the better or for the worse, because if he doesn't do well, then obviously people are going to be pissed off. But this is a guy that could ignite a fan base and excite a franchise and a fan base. And maybe that's something people are afraid of, but this is something I like in terms of a head coach. I think the Cleveland Browns have done a damn good job at this hire. We'll see what comes after this. It's very interesting to see why he went there and not other places. It doesn't sound like they're giving him full control, because they are still looking for a general manager, which you have to do anyway. But it doesn't sound as if they've given him full control. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of say over the 53-man roster and who they draft and all of that, but it doesn't sound like he's going to have full 100% control. So I'm very interested to see why he went to Cleveland as opposed to New York Giants, as opposed to any other teams that were pursuing him. Maybe the Browns ponied up the cash. Maybe they're paying him $5-6 million a year. Maybe that's why Hue Jackson, of all places, wanted to go to Cleveland. Or maybe this guy just wants to be Moses. Maybe this guy just wants to go to Cleveland and make one of the greatest coaching jobs we've ever seen, resurrect this franchise from the depths of hell in which they currently are to NFL greatness. And if he's able to do that, he's the guy that can cement himself in the coaching legacy of the NFL. It's going to be difficult, but if there's any guy that can do it, it is Hue Jackson. And now Johnny Manziel is probably going to be out the door. This is what is being reported right now. He wants to move on from Johnny Manziel. He was very vague in his press conference, which we expect. He's not going to come out and say, hey guys, I'm trading Johnny Manziel in a press conference, especially his first press conference. It's not going to happen. But we'll see what happens from here. I expect them to move on from Johnny Manziel, and I then expect them to select a quarterback with a #2 pick in this upcoming draft. However, I would be very interested to see if this is a team that might go after an RG3 in free agency, and after that, if they don't, then go after a quarterback in the draft. But I think Hue Jackson could have success with RG3. I mean, he had success with Jason Campbell. Now, those guys aren't a very similar quarterbacks. I'm not suggesting that. But Andy Dalton, he had success with. A.J. McCarron, he had success with. These are all 3 different quarterbacks here. So I think RG3, he may be able to resurrect RG3. I mean, I think that's certainly a possibility. But if he doesn't want to, if he wants to go #2 pick, he wants to pick Jared Goff, he wants to pick Paxton Lynch, he wants to pick Carson Wentz, fine, let him do that. Let's see what he can do with those guys. Overall, though, great A hire for the Cleveland Browns. There's always a level of uncertainty with any head coach candidate, unless if John Gruden comes in, and even with him, there's a little bit of uncertainty. In terms of who the Cleveland Browns could hire today, this is the best option, especially when you are going to move on in the quarterback position. Get a guy that can develop your quarterback. This guy can do it. This guy had success with Jason freaking Campbell, for God's sake. There's a great hire by the Cleveland Browns, and it looks like things are finally changing in the dog pound. Until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.